Hello, welcome back to my channel. I actually made this video about a month ago, but I spoke to my somebody and I realized I could do a lot better. Granted, as I said in that video, if you were lucky enough to see it, thank you. I appreciate you. You are one of the first subscribers I had. Thank you. But for example, I was saying in that video how experiences are your best teacher and how like intensity over volume, because I feel like we get so fixated on 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, when I feel like instead what we should be doing is we should be doing one warm-up set and 2 sets to failure, right? That way, because you can't go hard and you can't do large reps. Granted, some of us are looking for strength, some of us are looking for endurance, some of us are trying to just build muscle. Granted, all three of them somewhat work intertwined with each other. Not necessarily intertwined is the word I want to use, right? But like all I'm basically saying in a sense is that one, if you're working for strength, you do less reps. If you're trying to build endurance, you do more reps. If you're trying to build muscle, you do that sweet spot, which should be 6 to 8 basically. And then for the other two, give or take less and endurance would be more, right? Granted, you also can do more. As long as you're doing like 6 to 15, like me, for example, when I do incline dumbbell press, I like to do a warm-up set and then I'll just go straight to my heaviest to just rep them out. And then once I do that, I know I'm going to failure because I can't go any more than that. Then if I do decide, oh, maybe I want to do one more, I'll go lighter. So it'll be a drop sense in a sense. That way, I'm not so fixated on me just trying to do like 50, 55, 60, 70. Oh yeah, granted, I'm making progress with the weight, right? But when I was able to do it to 50, I might not necessarily be able to replicate with the 70. Granted, if you are a beginner, you, what I'm saying right now doesn't you don't really have to worry about because you're in a process where your body and your muscle fibers are just being discovered. So whatever you do, you're going to make progress. Whether you're doing something good, bad, or you're working hard. Don't ego lift. Granted, even if you do ego lift, you are going to make progress because you know you're fairly new to the gym, right? But my point is, as long as you do something, you're going to make progress if you're a new beginner. But I feel like once you get to like me at my stage, I've been working out for about a year and 8 months. I feel like I'm more treading closer to intermediate than I am a newbie. Like when I'm back in January, where I could be like, oh, I'm now still a newbie, right? But I feel like you just, after a certain point, you have to realize that like you have to change it up or you're going to be in a plateau. And then once you're in a plateau, you won't make as much progress as you did when you first started because you know your body's not used to the progress that you're making, right? I took a couple notes for it, right? So it's like the Mike Mentor thing where he said that, oh, our bodies aren't so used to, we can't go hard and go long. You have to pick both, which is why like he would be a strong advocate of only working out for like an hour a day. Well, not even an hour, I'm lying. I think he said he did 20 to 45 minutes per set per day. And then he'd rest because he'd go straight to failure, right? So he'd do his warm-ups, do his sets, and then once he was done, he'd be finished. Granted, at the same time, he was on steroids. I just made a video on that. So he was able to recover faster. He also had like his protein synthesis on consistently, and he would gain muscle faster than a typical natty person would. But the whole point is, don't get so fixated on the typical 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, or the 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. After a certain point, you got to realize intensity or going to failure is more important than you just trying to stick to a certain ballpark of how you do certain things. Granted, if you are trying to be like, if you're just going for endurance, I feel like that's fine. That's different. You can obviously stick to that, right? I apologize if I'm looking down. I'm currently looking through my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything for what I'm trying to say. I feel like I haven't. If you are still watching, I do appreciate you. Um, no, I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to just talk more than I have to. I'm gonna leave some links down below of articles I use to like take some notes to come to certain conclusions. I've also like watched some people where I realized, like I mentioned Mike Spencer, how that you just can't focus so much on the volume. You gotta realize that intensity is everything. Like granted, like I reiterated in the beginning, if you're new, regardless of what you do, you're gonna make progress. But if you're not, then that's a little different. And no matter what you do, you can still afford to make a couple more mistakes because you're a beginner. But that was just basically my thoughts of like why everybody should do intensity over volume. That way, we make those gains. You feel me? We make those gains. But thank you for watching. Have a good day.